So as you can see, the quality of the camera has changed, and this is because I'm having some issues with noise and everything else. So I thought, you know what, let me not waste time and just film it on my actual phone. In today's session, I want to be talking about imposter syndrome, something that many of us feel like we're victim to, especially because of all of the crazy things happening in our world right now. If you don't know who I am already, my name is Tabirade, high performance coach and mentor, and I help self-starters and ambitious professional millennials increase their productivity, enhance their performance, realize their priorities, and live their life on purpose. Now, if this is the first time you've come to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And as always, all the links are in the description below. Now let's get into the video. Now, imposter syndrome is one of those weird things that makes you feel like you're inadequate and not good enough to do what you need to do. And it was first coined in the 1970s by really high-performing executive female, or women, leaders. So it's transpired into our day and age where people, again, like I stated before, don't feel like they're good enough to do what they're doing. And the reality is that when it comes to imposter syndrome, it can leave you feeling scared, fearful, anxious, sometimes even depressed, because you're mobilized by the fact that you're not actually supposed to be where you're supposed to be. Now, whether that is true or not, well, thinking makes that so. Your emotions makes that so. And so really and truly, I want to talk about some things that may onset imposter syndrome and how you can better manage it. Now, many people get imposter syndrome when they're in a high pressured environment, or they may get it when they're in a space where they feel like they're not good enough, or they feel like they're faking it till they make it, or they don't have the skills that they need. And I'm here to say that, well, there are no real rules in life, okay? And if you've put yourself in an environment or a position, that you think you should be in, then of course there are things that you can do to make sure that you actually feel like you're in that space. Now, depending on where you are, it can take longer compared to other things, but here is some stuff you can start thinking about. So number one, really air out how you feel. Don't feel like you should keep it to yourself, because at the end of the day, expression is a healing remedy, okay? It really helps to express yourself and talk about how you're feeling, because if you don't, if you bottle it up inside, it's just waiting to implode and create all this mess. So talk about it with loved ones or people who you trust. The second thing I'd say is to see if you can actually practice some specific skills. Is there anything that you can do to improve the situation by becoming more competent? Maybe this is taking the course. Maybe this is, again, speaking to some sort of mentor coach-like figure. Maybe this is reading up on different things. So see if you can practice and develop your skills in order for you to get to the next step. The third thing I'd say is to stop watching people online. Okay, this is like a huge no-no, because we can look at other people and say, oh my gosh, these people are so amazing at what they do. And you can feel like inadequate because you have this idea and picture in your mind in terms of what they're doing. Now, it's easy for me to say stop doing that, but what does that really mean? All I can say to you is that you need to be in a position where you can look at someone and not feel inadequate. You can look at someone and feel happy for them. You can look at someone and have an acceptance of things are the way they are. Because if you look at other people and you start to feel sad, then you need to find ways to better improve the way you think about things. Which leads me on to my fourth point. Really make sure that you're aware of what your values are. I know I talk about this all the time, but it's important to make sure that you know what your needs are, what you deem as important. Because once you do that, then it improves the decision-making process and it allows you to prioritize. Because if you can prioritize things better, you're going to be wasting your time looking at, X person over there doing apparently amazing things, whilst you're sat there looking like an Oompa Loompa, all sad about your situation, feeling like you shouldn't be in the situation that you're in. The reality is you may not be clear about what you are focusing on, and sometimes your mind's going all over the place. The other thing I'd like to add is that it's okay sometimes to fake it till you make it, okay? I mean, I don't really like that terminology because it feels a bit wrong or overused or whatever it may be, but there's not one person who started off knowing truly how things work, okay? In some ways, it was an experiment. If you look at it as an experiment, just to see if you can go a little bit further, and a little bit further, then you're doing better than most, because some people just decide to give up and they say, do you know what? Forget this. I'm not about this life. So taking it one step at a time, which is the next point, is a really, really important point. Like, rather than thinking about the whole thing and focusing fully on the vision, focus on the here and now. Because that was a mistake that I made one time. I used to focus on the big picture, and I'm not the perfect package or whatever it may be. But I realized that actually the perfect package is me being myself. The perfect package is me aligning to my values. The perfect package is me being authentic and not giving a damn about what other people think. And so this is all to really ease and soothe this idea of imposter syndrome, because you're not an imposter unless you're trying to be somebody else that you're not. And that's usually what happens. We put ourselves in these positions where we're trying to be somebody else when really we should be ourselves. And if the environment is not conducive to that, then maybe you need to think about what your aims are going forward, because that says something about your values and what you prioritize. Really, really important stuff. So hopefully this is giving you some food for thought. If you like videos like this and you want to see more videos like this, again, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, my friends, understand, reach, and expand. Peace.